What's up everybody, this is Colin Dijs from Dijs University, and in this video I will talk about how to make money on ClickBank or affiliate marketing in general during the coronavirus pandemic. So as you can see, I took a break from ClickBank for about a week and a half, 2 weeks, but I'm back now. I just want to see what the coronavirus is doing, how this pandemic is going to evolve, how it's going to affect our business. Now I have a better picture what governments are doing, where the economies are going, and how it affects my business. I am back advertising, and as you can see, the results are already there. So in this video, I want basically just talk to you guys, give you guys a picture. It is not going to be a demo, it's not going to be a live build. You can basically listen to this while you clean your house, while you're sitting around, while you do some administrative work. So I just want to take 10, 20, 30, 40 minutes, however long I feel like talking about this, to give you guys a clear picture of how the coronavirus is affecting our business as affiliate marketers, what you can expect and how things are working. As you can see, the last weeks I promoted was 1.5K, it was 7.5K, and it was 5.4K. If I do between $200 and $300 a day, it would come down to, my math is not that strong right now, about, is that, yeah, 2.1K, yeah, ish. So that's pretty good, pretty decent, would be in the levels. Obviously, this is already a campaign which is doing quite well for me. I just reactivated some old campaigns with some minor changes, and the audience is reacting well to it. So 2K a week, 8K a month, not that bad of just one campaign. Obviously, we have all our other media buying activities restarting as well, so it is a good forecast. So basically what I want to do is I want to use this Excel sheet to show you guys the most important features. So what you have to understand right now is that people are on lockdown almost everywhere in the tier 1 countries. And the tier 1 countries are basically the Western world where we make most of our money. I want to use this sheet to show you and explain to you the opportunities that are present at the current time. So while advertising, people are now on lockdown, which basically gives us, let me just center this text, the opportunity to advertise at a low CPM. So these are all very important to understand. The only thing though is that on lockdown, people have scarcity mindset, which basically means they won't buy anything for whatever reason. In general, that's why a lot of people will go, a lot of businesses will go out of business during this pandemic. In general, there will be lower spend, which means lower revenue, which means problems for businesses, right? Businesses basically like that. Quite simple. Same supply, lower demand, basic economic features. However, it doesn't mean that users are not spending. It depends on how you angle the products and how you estimate things working in the near future. For instance, adult content websites have seen a tremendous spike in users. Now everybody's on lockdown. So verticals to promote during these times is of course adult, one of the big ones, but also health and fitness. Now with the disease spreading, everybody is convinced that health is very important, and this is where I make most of my money. I don't advertise on adult, I never have, but obviously this is the biggest opportunity right now, or has been if you were there from the start. One of the good things which is still possible but might not be in the future is cash on delivery. So while infrastructures and logistics might be hurting, this is still a good opportunity as they have the health and fitness angle there. Just know, I will mark this in little red, that it might have some risk in the future. Obviously, gambling, which is casino, will always be a good one, especially when people have nothing to do. Vertical that will thrive as well is app installs. So whether there are games or whatever, that will be solid. Verticals that will probably hurt during this pandemic are sweepstakes. So although a lot of users are home, the big sweepstake companies are not buying that many leads unless it's in the US, but this will obviously hurt this business model. So we do minus $2. Other verticals that you might think of is obviously here, I would say crypto/investments are also a good one to make money. But there's still quite a bit of things to make money on. Maybe even the fact that we could add insurance as well to this, right? So sweepstakes. Let me think of something else. Ooh, I know another one for this one. Survival niche. That will probably be one of the biggest ones right now. Let me put that one at the top right here. Survival niche. That will be a good one. Okay, so sweepstakes will be one that will be hurting for sure. There we go. E-commerce, probably one of the biggest ones. Doesn't mean you cannot sell any e-commerce product, right? There's probably still guys killing it with e-commerce, but in general, for the average business, the business will hurt big time. What else? Well, basically B2B enterprise sales. Although it's not usually involved in affiliate marketing that much, it's just something to note. No company in this time where they have to save money will sign major deals, right? What else do we have? We have so many different verticals available. Let me just think for a second. So we have basically anything that is from home, that would make sense, right? But at least to give you an idea, is that e-commerce, sweepstakes, this goes on in the back end. This also would result in problems on the back end. This survival is usually physical goods will result in problems on the back end. So when this becomes worse, survival will be gone. COD will be gone, right? Health and fitness, in terms of physical products, gone. Maybe only plans. So adult is usually campsites, adult content. Crypto and investment is all digital. App installs is digital. Gambling is digital. Insurance, application forms is something a bare necessity, right? So we move that up. Then we move these up as well. So as long as the virus will become more significant, this will obviously still be there, but for affiliate marketing, not that relevant. This will grow bigger problems. Why sweepstakes? Sweepstakes solely due to the fact that call centers are not operational. The companies who buy the leads to call from the call centers are not operational, which have immediate effect. So the main one I wanted to put there is that because I've talked a lot about sweepstakes in the past, that will be one of the verticals that might be hurting right now, where others have a big opportunity. So the reason that I'm able to make this kind of money right now on ClickBank during this pandemic, I think for very little effort, making $200 to $300 a day in revenue is very good. You know, I've talked about it before. ROIs were like 70%, is now maybe 50%. Still very good, you know. Spend 150 ish, 200-ish, you know, for something on the side project is pretty decent. Just know that these come from the health and fitness vertical, right? I have a very big case study in my forum, which you can join in the description down below for you €1 with the pandemic coupon code. Okay, so this is very interesting, right? So these are the things that are trending. But what you have to consider as well is that all traffic sources work on a auction system, and you will get a CPM, a cost per 1,000 impressions, right? So I'm just going to talk this. I'm not going to type this because it's quite complicated, right? When you work on an auction system as a traffic source, you basically allow the supply and demand to meet, right? Where the supply and demand meets is the equilibrium, which is the perfect price for both buyer and seller, but it could be off, right? It goes across the axis, this way or that way, depending on supply and demand. Basic economics. However, in the normal sense, there would be a specific demand and a specific supply. With ads, usually there is a database, and at a certain point, there's no more supply because the impressions are what the impressions are, but there's more demand, which the biddings goes up, and the CPM therefore goes up, right? Supply and demand again. However, in the current scenario is that the companies that are basically maybe behind the sweepstakes, so not the actual company selling the sweep, but the buying the leads from the sweepstake, is also a big advertiser on Facebook, probably, because these are usually insurance companies, electricity and gas companies, utility companies, right, at a big scale. So big companies. They might be buying on Facebook as well, if we take Facebook, for example. So let's build the system, right? Facebook, CPM of $10 normally, right? Supply, let's say 100 million, demand 100 million, right? So if the supply is 100 million and the demand is 110 million, then people will increase the prices and it might become 10.50 or 11.50 depending on the auction system, right? What you're noticing right now is that the supply is, let's say, 200 million, because there's a lot more users on Facebook because everybody's at home all day, but the demand has gone down to 60 million because the advertisers are not spending because of all the reasons related to the coronavirus, right? Which leaves 140 million overuse, which they want to sell, right? So they're going to sell lower on the auction system to get rid of it. So you might end up with a $4 CPM, significantly lower than you've ever expected before. As a result of this, the quality might differ. There's obviously a significant reason. If you know media buying, you already know that as soon as something happens like this, so the CPM is normally $10, now it's $4, something is terribly wrong. Either the traffic is shit, they added a new source, what's going on? And from the pandemic so far, we can analyze that more users are at home on the lockdown, right? When they are on the lockdown at home, they work from home, supposedly to be working, right? They work from home. They can be on their phone all day, on Facebook, texting over Messenger or talking through WhatsApp, and then they check Facebook every 10 minutes. They check Facebook while they're working. These users might be browsing, right? So we have a significant increase of users, times 2. So twice the amount of users. But there's also a big portion of users that are either bored because they have nothing to do, they cannot go outside in the evenings or whatever, and they are curious. So they see a cool ad for a toy, e-commerce toy, or a sweepstake, whatever. And normally they would say, that's interesting, but I'm actually not that interested right now because I'm going to have spaghetti soon, right? They scroll. Very good example. But right now, they have nothing better to do than scroll. So as soon as they see something interesting, I'm going to watch that video. I'm going to click on that ad. They click on the ad and they see a quiz. Normally, they would return to Facebook and they would not complete the quiz. But now, I have nothing better to do anyway, so fuck it, I'll just complete the quiz. They click through the quiz and then they say, but now I need to opt in. I'm not so stupid that I'm going to opt in, so I'm not going to do that. And then they go back, right? So where your information normally might be like this, 0.15 CPC, right? Then let's say 30% CTR and 15% CR. Right now you might get 5 cent CPC, 60% CTR. You might like, whoa, there's 3 times more traffic and it's 2 times more traffic. I'm getting so much more traffic. And then you end up with a 0.1% CR. Because most of the clicks are out of curiosity. It might not be 0.1, but it might be like 2%, whatever. You get a lot more traffic, but you gotta understand the quality of that traffic. Why is it so cheap, for whatever reason, and what are you promoting, right? So that is something to take into consideration while building your estimate. Then the most important thing, if you look at these verticals, if you look at these traffic sources, right? How long is this pandemic going to take place? Because the main situation here right now is that countries are suffering, right? In the last couple of weeks, Europe has been devastated or lockdowns, like everything is crazy, the economy is hurting, and now it's happening to the US. However, the US is a lot more people than Italy, is a lot more people than Spain. However, all these countries combined in Europe might be the equivalent of the US. So you know what is going to happen there. And how long will it take for each of these individual countries to recover to participate in the global economy? Because every piece of the pie that gets removed from their local economies hurting will have direct impact on the bigger scale. So you, right now, watching this behind your laptop, thinking about your cost per click, your CPM, are a fraction of that pie, which accumulates to the affiliate marketing space, which accumulates to the internet marketing space, which accumulates to digital marketing, online business, everything, which accumulates to your country's economy, which accumulates to your continent's economy, which accumulates to the world economy. So basically, that's how it goes. Basic stuff, basic stuff, basic stuff. Anyway, therefore, the smallest fraction, which happens here, which is also a good example. Damn, I'm full of good examples today. So this not 0.0000001% action, right? If this goes times 100 million, oh fuck, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it is still 100. And that 100 per country, let's say, is going times 200 countries, then you're super duper fucked because this goes over 20,000%, right? I don't know if that math was wrong, but you get the idea. This small effect that you have by not advertising or by not promoting or by reducing ad spend, just like I did. I have been pushing the economy in a fucking recession by doing this dumb shit of not advertising, right? I only did this to get my headspace cleared, to make a good plan, because I don't do business without a good plan, and now I'm back, right? So I forgive myself. But if this happens, you know, because we spend a couple of million, you know, but we don't spend hundreds of millions like these companies like Samsung, Apple, what Amazon. What happens if they decide to stop spending? This whole thing I just showed you turns to motherfucking shit, right? Because they heavily influence the CPMs and they influence any of these industries listed there in one way or another. These trillion-dollar companies are mad. They have influences in every single market in one way or another. When Amazon has their web services, they have their FBA, they have their fucking ebook shit, they have so many different things you don't even know about with all kinds of subsidiary companies and shit all over the place. But it's not about them, it's about you right now, right? So basically, you need to make a good plan by taking all these difficult things in consideration. Obviously, just like me, you're going to know fuck all, you're going to make a plan, and you're focused on surviving on your own, right? But what we need to look at is the whole supply chain combined, because as soon as advertisers close down, we're fucked as affiliates, right? You're on your own, you have nobody to sell your leads to, you nobody to promote products. Will it come to that level? Probably not. But what if it does? Then you can be a fucking platinum affiliate marketer all you want. If ClickBank shuts down and you only promote ClickBank products, you're done. Right? So it is always good to have different options. However, don't be consumed by fear. Look at the opportunity side of things, that what I'm doing right now with this, right? I changed my flow a little bit. Now I'm looking at this. This is what I'm focused on. This is what I'm focused on, right? So if I would make 100% ROI here, then I could make a potential times 700% ROI here. No, not that much. If I can get that CR up, right? So I either have to change my flow, I have to change my strategy, even if I would get still 100% ROI, even if I would get a 30% ROI. When people are suffering, when businesses are suffering, and we adjust to thrive, that is one of the most crucial things. So I not only go back to advertising to help the system, help myself, help my business, but also to learn, because this pandemic will happen again in our lifetime. Unless you're fucking 60 or 70 watching this, you're gonna be dead. But if you're young, 20, 30, maybe 40, 50, you will see this again, whether it's in the next 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. Ebola, fucking SARS, all these diseases are around always. This one has a bigger impact on the whole system, global economy, but others had small impacts. Whether it affects you or not, these happenings are transfers of wealth. It depends on how you look at it. And the global media, obviously, I don't never talk about politics or religion in business. I never talk about those two things. But the global media spreads fear continuously. That is what hurting business. Not the virus that's actually hurting business. The fear is of the virus is what hurting business. People cannot think for themselves, as has proven a billion times, and this is hurting us. However, what you see right now is that it doesn't have to hurt you. Yes, you might have to invest a little bit into exploring these new verticals or double down on your existing verticals. The sweepstakes model functions on the EPC where they sell the leads to buyers, right? Europe, APAC region, Latin America. However, in the US, it functions on a reward model. So they don't need to sell the leads directly because they have a reward flow. So sweepstakes in the USA are still going to give you bang, 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 because everybody is at home. And that's what I'm saying. Whether it's in sweepstakes or e-commerce, this is the global market, but within specific niches or things, there are many different opportunities. So the way I like to look at this is, this sucks for everybody. We all wish it didn't happen, but it is happening. So what are we going to do now to make the best of it? You know, I'm a businessman. Obviously, I have a new product, which is my Dijs University Forum. I want to get new members in so we can share ideas. And that's why I've decided to give everybody access for 1 month for €1. So that's the description down below, which you can have a look. If you want to join, we talk about the coronavirus. We talk about angles that are working right now. Explore new things. If you don't want to join, that's fine. Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. How long is it going to take? What are you going to do? I love to have discussions on YouTube as well. But these are just my couple of thoughts about this. I can literally talk about hours and hours, which I usually do with my team members. But yeah, this is a very interesting topic, of course, because it affects us all directly. But I would just advise you to not only get and be assumed by fear, but also look at the opportunities. Thank you so much for watching if you made it so far into this video, and I will see you guys in the next one.